Here is a very, very brief demonstration of how you might access specific information about a study that is presented in the Find What Works tool within the What Works Clearinghouse. And so for this demonstration, I'm going to just do something very simple, and that is I am interested in any research that supports best practices in science instruction in elementary school. So that's just where I'm going to start my thinking for this demonstration. So the first thing I'm going to do is on the Find What Works tool, I'm going to actually select science. That'll be my first filter that is applied to all the studies that are included in the Find What Works database. And so here I am with all of the science studies listed, and you'll notice there really aren't very many cataloged in their database. If you select something else like elementary teaching best practices or even mathematics, you'll find far more examples of studies. But as indicated, I'm interested in elementary school science instruction, so I'm going to click on More Filters, and for grade level, I'm going to select, well, I'm going to just select first, second, third, or fourth grade, and I'll click Done. I won't select any other criteria to filter. I'm just going to select that for now. And so I have 4 studies that have been identified that meet those basic criteria of science in grades 1 through 4. And so I'll click on just one example that looks interesting to me, Technology Enhanced Elementary and Middle School Science Teams. I'll select that. And you'll notice that on the summary of evidence for this intervention page, there's one study meets the standards for being able to be included in this database. And it looks like the improvement index, though, is pretty good, and you can learn more about that by clicking on the Information tab. But I'm going to click on the one study meets the standard, and then I am going to select the study itself, which will be a link under here. And I select that, and then this gives me information about the study that I might be able to use then to answer all of the descriptive questions that I need to include in the analysis for this project. So I can review the details of the study, I can review the findings, I can review the information for the study details here that might include and does include information about the sampling, what type of study it was in terms of the methodology a little bit, and perhaps more information about how the study was conducted. If I don't get enough information from these tabs indicating what some of the specific characteristics of the study are that I know I need to include in my report for this project, then I want to go out and review the actual study itself. And for this particular study, there is a link to the ERIC research database. And here I clicked on that, and this is a summary or an abstract of the study here. But you'll notice that I don't have a link to the actual study itself. I'll click on the direct link to the ERIC database. I'll click on, again, the other link. And here I notice the name of the study, the actual formal abstract, what the keywords are. But I also notice from this interface that this article was published in the Journal of Science, Education, and Technology, and that if I wanted to obtain a copy of the article, I might need to buy it for around $40, which of course you don't need to do, because this is one of the many research journals that are accessible in Radford University's library, and you have access to this as a student. So in order to locate this, the specifics of this study, I'm just going to highlight the name of the study. I'm going to copy that. I'm then going to go to Radford University's library website. Here I am. And I'm just going to paste the title of the article here, click on the search button, and here you can see, now I'm already logged into the library, so if you're not logged in yet, you'll be asked to log in with your Radford credentials. Here's information about the article, and then here I can actually download the full text of the article here. So I am confident that all of the information that I will need in order to answer the questions that I have to answer about this study for the project report will be included somewhere in the actual research report here. So you may need to do this for your research papers that you identify. However, there might be enough information included on the What Works Clearinghouse Find What Works page. So it just depends on how much information is actually included there. Now, again, one more thing that I want to point out is that, let me go back to the actual study information here. I'll go back to the first page. You will notice that the reference to this study, all the information that you need for the reference to this study, click here, this is where I wanted to go. The information for the reference is included here in the all the information you need. However, this is not formatted in APA format necessarily. It might be close, and in this case, it looks like the only thing that's missing, honestly, is just what needs to be italicized. But so when you include this in your actual report, just to make sure that you copy the information that you need about the actual reference and then format it according to APA. And there are APA resources on the course website for that.